So Jurassic World Dominion is the third installment in the Jurassic World era of the Jurassic Park franchise. And I'll be honest, I think it's probably the weakest. I think it struggles with a couple issues, one of them being pacing and the other being length. And those kind of go hand in hand, right? You've got a really long movie that isn't paced well, and it just makes it feel even longer. I remember checking my watch thinking that the movie had been, it's gotta be like maybe an hour by now, right? It had been 30 minutes. It literally felt like an hour. I was a little taken aback. I was like, it's only been 30 minutes? So that's an issue. I haven't, to be honest, I don't remember exactly how well the other ones were paced because I haven't watched them since they were in theaters. I'm not a huge fan of the Jurassic Park franchise. I do like them, but not enough really to go and rewatch them before. So I don't know if that isn't a recurring issue or not. Probably should have rewatched them, but and I'm honestly fine with not having rewatched them because again, I think this movie it's fine. It's really not it's not as good as really even the first Jurassic World. And I actually quite enjoy the second one, except for the weird clone stuff at the end. And that obviously carries over into this third one. But yeah, it's like there's some really good action scenes. I will say that the action, especially there's a chase scene, it's wonderful. Wonderful action. I think for the most part, the CGI and I'm assuming practical effects were all great. There was a couple little tidbits in the beginning of the film that I thought was a little off CGI wise, but otherwise the film is beautiful to look at. The set design, awesome. The locations, I assume they actually went to some of these locations. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Love looking at it. The problem is, for me, is the pacing. I thought the story was good. I liked what they did, where they were going, but it really dragged, and that really hurt the film for me, unfortunately, because you can have a short film that feels long, you can have a long film that feels short, but if you got just a long film that feels even longer, you're in trouble. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I think this movie is probably good enough to go see in theaters. I mean, if you're gonna watch this movie, you should at least watch it in theaters because you're gonna get the best experience. But if you're not really interested, I can't say that you should go out of your way to go see this movie. I went out of my way to go see this movie. I kind of regret it. But that's not to say there wasn't some really good parts of the movie. I mentioned the CGI, for the most part, was very good. But also, just seeing the old cast with the new cast, was pretty cool. I mean, I know they did it on purpose. Like, oh wow, it's not, but it actually was. That kind of stuff always gets me, the Marvel movies, the Star Wars movies. That stuff always gets me. And it got me again. I enjoyed that. It's a very cheap pop, but it is a pop. And it's one of the only positives that I have of the movie. But I mean, it was cool. I like the interactions between them. Chris Pratt's character, has his one-liners that all Chris Pratt characters have that land pretty well, I think. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Sorry, just thinking about one of the one-liners is all. But and as far as story-wise, I thought the story was pretty cool. there's some weird stuff, for sure. You know, the continuation on with the clone stuff from the second movie. I think it's weird. I do. I understand the logic behind it. You know, DNA manipulation. That's how these dinosaurs exist. But going from like, all right, we got dinosaurs, and now all of a sudden we have a clone. You know, that was in the end of the second one. It was pretty weird. And it continues on, but I think they try to add some element of heart to that story, and for the most part it works, but it is weird. I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, those are just my thoughts on the film. If you've seen the movie, which probably haven't at the point of the release of this video, but if you have, go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought about it. And if you haven't seen the movie, which you probably have not, tell me what you thought about the first two, if you've seen those. Anyway, go ahead and leave a like on this video if you liked this video. And if you didn't like the video, leave a like anyway. Cool. Alright. Go ahead and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.